Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're back on the Mustang. We're working on the quarter panel to get it all welded in. I didn't record, but I started to get everything. I got everything lined up. So this one right here, this one right here, this one right here. Those spot welds are for the backing, so that's why they're so high up compared to the rest of the welds on it. But yeah, I didn't record. I was kind of just trying to get it all lined up. Wasn't really paying attention to getting it recorded at all. So got it lined up in there. Lines up pretty good. Body line is there. This body line is here. Everything lines up pretty good. So I just need to get it kind of finish welded. So that's what we're gonna be working on right now. And the other thing is why I didn't finish welding it is I got it tacked in and I was just too afraid of getting any, I guess you call it, like when you're welding, the little sparks that fly off. I didn't want to get any of that on the interior of the car because it'd ruin it. So I kind of paused it there and I went and grabbed a welding blanket. I think it was at, pretty sure I got it at Harbor Freight. It wasn't too expensive, but yeah, so I got that welding blanket. So we're gonna get that set up. So yeah, we're gonna get the blanket set up and I'm gonna get to work, finish welding this quarter panel piece in here. But for how it's going so far, I'm pretty ecstatic. You could see this door just, it sits low everywhere. So that's why you could see this body line right here. The door is a little lower and up here, it's a little low as well. But other than that, the gap looks beautiful. I love it. Everything is lining up really, really nicely. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna get the welder set up, get this tarp placed in the car, kind of wrap it around, just so I don't get any sparks flying in there, so I don't ruin the door panel or the seat or anything like that, or the carpet. That's kind of the worst thing. But yeah, so let's get to work on that. So we got the piece all put in here. The last clip you saw me got the piece all welded up, got it in. I got it all ground down, nice and flat. I'm still gonna need to come around some of these with a body hammer. Like there's a high spot right here. This needs to get hit down a little bit. Just final touch-ups before I actually start doing body work, but we're getting close. We got it all welded up. It's looking really good. All these corners are seeming to line up really, really well. A little bit more work with the grinder and some body filler. And a little bit more TLC and she'll be ready for body work. And then after that, after the body work, yeah, we'll get primer on it, get it sanded, and get it ready for paint. So yeah, what we're gonna be doing next is kind of just going around with the little body hammer and finding where I need to pound down the low spots and where it's good and just get it all prepped up for Bondo so we can start sanding that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing next. So we got all the Bondo glass, the fiberglass, like infused body filler. Got it all sanded down, fairly smooth. There's a little hole right there. I had to pound in with the hammer. But for the most part, got everything filled in pretty smooth, exactly how I wanted it. Filled in any tiny little pinholes that were left after grinding down all the welds and making them flat. So next, I'm gonna grab the body filler and apply just like a nice, because it's basically smooth. So I just need like a nice little skim coat just to make sure it's 100%. And just to cover up any of these little holes that are left from the end of the hammer. So yeah, gonna apply a skim coat. Gonna apply a skim coat to all of this right here, all this paneling. And then all these spot welds, I'm gonna put some in there so I can make them all flat. Just to make it more appealing, because right now it kind of looks ugly, just some random mushroom looking things going on in there. So yeah, I'm gonna mix up some body filler, gonna fill in all this, get a nice skim coat over everything, and then yeah, get to work on that. So last night we got the quarter panel. We got it all the body work, we got it all finished up. We got it all primered up last night. I didn't record it because I was kind of just trying to, in a rush to just kind of get it done, get it knocked out. But you could see body lines there. This body line here just has like a natural fade down to it, that's kind of just what it does. It turned out really, really good. If you guys are curious, all these like black spots, that's just black spray paint, kind of a guide coat, so that when I'm sanding with the 600 or blocking it out, it kind of shows me the low spots so I know I don't miss anything. But yeah, so we got it all primered up. You could see all the door jambs in here, everything here, this down here, everything turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. So the next thing we're gonna do, you could see the shop. Shop's kind of a mess, just all the sanding, just all the dust from the body filler. So I'm gonna put this back wheel back on, roll it out of the shop, and then kind of get all this cleaned up, and then roll it back in, and get some 600 grit, and just start blocking this out, getting it ready for paint. So yeah, let's get to that. Okay, so we got the shop area all cleared out. Next, I was kind of thinking while I was cleaning, I'm gonna pull the car back in and probably strip the interior. Not completely, just kind of, I'm gonna take the seats out, probably take the door panels off just because I'm gonna need to take them off anyways because it's gonna be respraying in there. And then these little trim panels right here, just so they don't get damaged, and I don't really want them in the car, just so they don't get overspray on them, which everything will be taped off, so it shouldn't, but just in the case that it does happen, I just feel a lot better with them out the car. So we'll pull it in, and then we'll get to work on that. So first thing, pull the seats out, kind of get them stored away, door panels, and then just pull off those back panels. The back seats, I think the back seats will be fine, so I'm not gonna mess with those. And kind of like the whole gauge cluster, the whole dash, I'm gonna leave that. So just the door panels and the seats mainly, and then those two back panels. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get a cold start for you guys here. This car hasn't been started in a couple months, so battery's probably dead, but I'll set you guys up on the tripod and see if I can get a cold start. Start today. I'm honestly impressed. Like I said, even though there's nothing withdrawing power from the battery, just it's sitting for like 2-3 months and it's still been able to start. That's pretty good. But yeah, I guess this will be like your guys' first kind of look as to what this thing sounds like. Once it idles down, it's not really that loud. You could just hear the supercharger kind of going ham. Pretty obnoxious. Sounds really good though. So from what I've been told is this is the older generation Pro Charger, so it has straight cut gears in it, which is why it might sound like a bearing is going out. It's not. It's just straight cut gears are very noisy. Yeah, straight cut gears are very noisy. So from the research I've done about this car, I'm pretty sure the supercharger was put on around 2010 or so. So it's been on there for a while. But yeah, she sounds super good, but let's get her pulled in and get to work stripping that interior apart. So got the seats all pulled out. As you can see, I got my good old Lowe's, trusty Lowe's race bucket in there, but got the side panels pulled off, got the seat out. Door panel, not really gonna mess with it right now. It's not really in the way. Yeah, door panel, not really in the way, so I'm not gonna mess with that right now. I'll mess with that more when I'm actually gonna start getting the panel prepped for paint. Right now, our mission is to get this all blocked out make sure it's flat. There's a few spots where I'm not too stoked about, so I'm gonna kind of mess with those first, get them all flattened out, and then probably gonna need a second coat of primer just to make sure it's 100% flat. So I'm gonna get this blocked out, probably some 400 grit, and see where I need to fill more primer in. But yeah, first off, we're gonna kind of work on the sections I'm not too stoked on, but for the most part, it turned out really, really nice. It'll be good once I'm done sanding it. But yeah, so I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod and grab a block and start sanding this bad boy out. So we just finished up the body work. So I wasn't recording, but there was kind of a low spot right here that I wasn't too pleased with. So I had to apply a little bit more body filler. So we got that all smoothed out, got everything else smoothed out. Everything in the door jamb is good. It needs a little spot putty in one little spot kind of where I just didn't put enough body filler. Just like literally like a fingernail's worth, not much. But everything else is looking real good. Really, really, really good. So I just got this all prepped out for primer. Instead of just spraying this, I'm gonna get to work on the hood over here. You can see, I mean, there's parts like this I had to fill in, and I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but there is, yeah, you can kind of see it. There's stress cracks all along this thing. It is a fiberglass hood, so not too surprising, honestly. And then there's weird stuff like this. I'm not really sure what this is. It's like part of the mold or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna just get this all smoothed out. Get the hood all smoothed out. And just primer the hood and the quarter panel at the same time. Just to kind of kill two birds with one stone in a sense. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. In the next video, we're gonna be getting to work, getting all the jambs prepped out, and getting all the jambs painted. In next video, that's gonna be our focus. So I might do the rest of this primering off camera, just to not bore you guys anymore. I mean, the last couple videos have been just sanding and primering, so probably gets pretty repetitive and pretty boring after a while. So next, I might just do this off camera just to get it done with. No, honestly, nothing too like fascinating to see either. But yeah, so I'm gonna get the hood all sanded down, get the quarter panel all sanded down, get them all primered, and in next video you guys will see some of the mystery paint being laid down. But yeah, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.